Atlantis Paradise Island has been closed due to COVID up until recently. What's it like to visit there now that it's reopened? In this video, I'll explain what our family's experience was like, what's new at the resort, which amenities and attractions are up and running and which are not available yet. We'll also cover what it was like to fly there from New York, the COVID-19 testing and visa requirements, the accommodations, the dining, the kids club, the marine life, the beach, the spa, the incredible water park, and much, much more, so keep watching. Many thanks to Atlantis Paradise Island for hosting us. Welcome back to Top Flight Family. My name is Carmen Sognonvi, and I'm so excited to tell you all about our trip to Atlantis Paradise Island. This trip took place in late January, and the first thing we had to do was take a PCR test, not a rapid test, within 5 days of our departing flight. Just so you know, kids aged 10 and under do not need to be tested. Then we applied for our Bahamas travel health visa online. As part of the application form, we uploaded our negative test results. The visa costs $40 per person for a 4-night, 5-day stay, or $60 if you're staying longer. Kids aged 10 and under are free. The cost of the visa includes a mandatory COVID-19 health insurance policy that will cover you for the duration of your stay. When we got to the airport to check in for our flight, we had to show 3 things: our negative PCR test results, the QR code of our health visa, and our certificate of COVID-19 health insurance. The check-in process was pretty smooth, and after that we went to grab breakfast at the Delta Sky Club. Now, when we logged on to the Delta app to look at the seating chart, it looked like this was going to be a fully booked flight. Other than the middle seats that Delta is still blocking for COVID safety reasons, all of the seats were taken. But when we got to the gate, there were no passengers waiting in line. And for a minute there, I was worried that they had closed the gate, but when we got to the front, we were able to board just fine. When we got on the flight, we saw that it was almost completely empty. It turns out that a ton of people had canceled their flights. Why? Because just a few days before, the Biden administration had announced the new policy requiring anyone flying into the US to show a negative COVID test. So I guess a lot of people were concerned that they wouldn't be able to come home if they tested positive. By the way, I'm a big fan of this new policy, and I believe this is going to lead to a big shift in who we see traveling. Because up until recently, I think that a significant portion of Americans traveling internationally have been the more reckless types who chose not to mask or distance on their trips. Meanwhile, people who are more conscientious about COVID safety have been reluctant to travel because A, they didn't think it could be done safely, and B, they didn't want to be travel shamed by friends and family. Now that everyone has to be tested upon returning to the US, it's going to incentivize travelers to follow proper safety protocols while they're abroad, which is eventually going to shift the public perception of travel. So I think we're heading in a good direction with these changes. When we landed in Nassau, we had our temperatures taken and then met our driver. It only takes about 20 minutes to get to Atlantis, so it's not a long drive at all.
Så här för någon annan än dig. Aldrig, aldrig, aldrig kommer aldrig känna så här för någon annan än dig. Oh yeah.
Wow. Thank you. Wow. What a snacks.
Oh Atlantis, welcome to paradise. So you're saying, yeah, I will. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Oh, look. Oh my God, wow. It's a slide. Oh, look. See that pyramid? That's a giant slide. See that white thingy on the pyramid? That's a slide.
So cool.
Look at that. She's so big. She's so juicy. She's so juicy.
She is a juicy one. We were fortunate enough to stay in a 2-bedroom Regal suite in the East Tower of the Royal. All of the rooms in this tower have undergone a dramatic overhaul recently, with a plush, contemporary look that's inspired by the dramatic blues of the Caribbean Sea. We have a detailed room tour video, which I'll link below, but if it's been a while since you've stayed at the Royal, it might be time for another look. If you're wondering about the status of the other accommodations options at Atlantis, Harborside was already open when we were there, the Cove reopened the first week of February, and as of my recording of this video, the Reef is scheduled to reopen in mid-February. By the way, if you're new to this channel, we're the Sognonvi family, and we're all about inspiring families to explore the world together in comfort and style. We share tips on how you can save time, reduce hassle, and maximize comfort when you travel with kids. So if that sounds good to you, please subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next video. Our family has set a goal of visiting 21 resorts in 2021, and Atlantis is the very first one on the list. Why resorts? Well, we actually have a whole video that explains that, which I'm going to link below. I'll also link to our 21 Resorts in 2021 playlist so you can check out all of the other properties we'll be visiting. Okay, so after we got settled in, we went off to explore the resort. Our first stop was the Dig.
Wow.
You say it's special, one of a kind, one of the better boys. I'm on your level, that's what you say, but all I hear is noise. I don't have time for trying my luck. I've been too hurt before. You're not that special, just give it up. I think I've had enough.
You see that fish? Do you see it?
Whoa.
That's just
Wow.
It's so ugly.
What is it called? This is a lion. Oh, wow.
The best way I can describe this place is if Indiana Jones decided to design an aquarium. Walking through the Dig really brings the lost city of Atlantis theme to life because it actually does feel like you're walking through the ruins of a once great city, now sitting at the bottom of the ocean. We had lunch at Shark Bites, which is the casual poolside cafe, and then we spent the rest of the afternoon enjoying the pool. That night we headed to Nobu for dinner, where we were fortunate enough to enjoy a tasting menu that gave us a great overview of their specialties. Nobu, of course, has over 30 locations across the world, including a couple in our hometown of New York that we go to pretty often. But this location in the Bahamas may be the only Nobu in the world where you can order a variety of conch dishes. They have conch ceviche, Nobu-style cracked conch, and there's even a special conch maki roll. All three were terrific, so definitely don't miss out on those. Hello, we are off to breakfast. We slept in a little bit this morning, had a bit of a lazy morning, but we're off to get something to eat. The next morning we had breakfast at Olive's and then headed out to enjoy a day at Aquaventure, the incredible 141-acre water park at Atlantis. Most of the water slides are located in two distinct areas, the Mayan Temple and the Power Tower. One thing you should know is that right now, Atlantis is in phase 1 of reopening, and during this phase, each of these areas is open on alternate days. The Mayan Temple is open Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. The rides here include the Challenger, the Jungle Slide, the Leap of Faith, the Serpent Slide, and the Splasher Water Playground. The Power Tower is open Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, and the rides here include the Abyss, the Drop, the Falls, the Surge, and the Current Rapid River. So just keep that in mind as you're scheduling out your days. In normal times, there can be a wait for the slides and rides because not only are there a lot of guests who stay at Atlantis, but many cruise ship passengers docking in Nassau get day passes to use the water park here. One nice thing about visiting right now, early on in the reopening of Atlantis, is that there are virtually no lines for any of the slides right now. The longest we had to wait for any slide was about 2 minutes.
What did you think?
I did it!
Yay!
It was so fast. It was pushing my eyelids open and it hurt my neck. That was awesome. I'm so upset right now. So upset. A seagull stole my Rice Krispie treat. Yeah, I was holding my Rice Krispie treat like this next to Ella. He bounced off my head, put it into his mouth, flew away and ate it. I hope it gets sick. It's so dirty.
That night, we had dinner at Seafire Steakhouse. This, along with Nobu and Olives, is one of the 3 fine dining restaurants that had reopened when we went there. Located in the Marina Village section of the resort, Seafire is a traditional steakhouse with a warm and clubby feel. Serge and I started with the seafood tower, and then we shared a porterhouse for 2, while the girls ordered steak and fries from the kids' menu. Our server Sheen was such a delight. He made the evening so much fun, and he surprised us with 2 epic desserts.
Oh my
And this one here is so good.
Put it right in the middle there, Mrs. Stephanie. Wonderful.
Wow. This one melts.
Oh my
like
God.
Wow.
Now that's the sundae, and at the bottom you got some cookies in there for you ladies. There's your ice cream. There's the sticky date. Enjoy.
Wow.
Thank you.
How was it, Ella?
And just scoop some ice cream on top, and there you go.
One great way to upgrade your experience at Atlantis is to book a private pool cabana for the day. The cabanas are located near the Mayan Temple pool, and they come with 4 lounge chairs, a high table and stools, couches, a fridge, and a safe to keep your valuables. Our cabana host, Dora, was so attentive. Not only did she make sure that we always had all of the food and drinks that we needed, but she even offered to go to a local fish fry off-property and bring us back some authentic Bahamian eats. We really appreciated her kind offer, but let her know it wasn't necessary to go the extra mile, but it was really, really nice of her to offer that. One thing many people don't realize is that in addition to the amazing water park, Atlantis has some fantastic kids programming through their kids club, Atlantis Kids Adventures. Our daughters got to try out their signature mermaid experience.
And you guys are going to have to make this motion with your hands, and you're going to have to say, ooh la la. So can I do a practice? So we're going to go, mermaid! Ooh la la. The mermaid, I think it's around that age. Mermaid! Ooh la la! Mermaid! Ooh la la. Oh, can we do that a little bit louder so she can hear us? There she is!
Oh my gosh.
Mermaid, what's your name? I'm Sarah. All right, Mermaid Sarah is okay. Of course.
They learned how to swim like a mermaid, how to blow bubble rings underwater, and they learned about the secret tunnels that the mermaid uses to get back to her home in the ocean.
I got my nails painted, and I got 2 tattoos.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. And then I got this because we swam with the mermaid and we
You guys rock.
Oh, that's
the
so
little mermaid.
cute.
And then take stick. I got a blue one.
Right now, due to COVID, Atlantis is only operating outdoor kids programs like this one. In normal times, though, there's a full schedule of indoor and outdoor activities to choose from. We took a glimpse inside the kids club, and it's a gorgeous facility. For the little ones, there are several imaginative play areas like a grocery store, a Victorian dollhouse, a wizard-themed area, and a Lego zone. For older kids, there's a kitchen where they can learn to cook, a performance room where they can jam out, a game room, a computer room, and an arts and crafts room. Also, if your kids love marine animals, definitely check out the programming at Dolphin Key, because there is a variety of outdoor programs to choose from, everything from swimming or kayaking or paddle boarding with dolphins to being a junior trainer for a day. While the girls were doing the mermaid experience, Serge and I headed to Mandara Spa. The spa is beautifully designed with a Balinese feel throughout. They have a full-service salon where you can get manicures, pedicures, and hairstyling services. In the locker room, you can enjoy warm and cold plunge pools, as well as steam and sauna rooms. And of course, the spa itself offers a full array of body treatments, massages, and facials. Serge and I booked a couples massage, which was super relaxing. The therapist wore both masks and face shields, so everything felt very safe. And for us, they recommended that while we were face down during the massage, that we lower our masks to our chin just to make it easier to breathe. But when we lay face up, we would pull our masks back up to cover both our nose and mouth. After our massage, we picked up the girls and took them to Gamers Reef, which is the arcade located right across the kids club.
Why do I need to be good all the time? I'm wrapped around his finger, but he is mine. Don't care what they say,
Dinner at Olive's ended up being probably my favorite meal of the whole trip. The girls love a good Caesar salad, and this one really hit the spot. Serge and I shared the yellowfin tuna tartare, which was really tasty with a little bit of heat. I had the pappardelle bolognese, which was fantastic, and Serge had the seared tuna, which tasted so fresh and was perfectly cooked. If you're planning on visiting Atlantis, I would highly recommend that you have dinner here at least one night.
We've walked past this throne thing at least a zillion times, and every time it doesn't get old. Still want to sit on it, right?
Because it's slimy, look.
Every time they run up ahead so they can sit on that thing. Oh, my Asian sister is back now.
She's not your sister?
Yes.
I know her.
That's my sister.
One area of Atlantis you should definitely explore is Marina Village. If your kids love boats, they'll really enjoy getting a close-up look at the gorgeous yachts in the marina. There's a lovely shopping and dining area with really pretty, colorful buildings, and you can find a variety of retail stores here, like Versace Jeans Couture, Dunia & Burke, and Pandora. And there's an assortment of dining options here, everything from grab-and-go options like Starbucks to more formal restaurants like Seafire, which is that steakhouse that we went to the previous night. So when we were here, a lot of the stores and restaurants hadn't reopened yet, so I expect we'll have to wait until phase 2 or phase 3 of the reopening to see more of these outlets open.
How was the slide?
It was so much fun. It was dark and there was drops and it splashes you. It was the best thing ever.
Awesome. How you feeling, Serge?
Yeah.
Feeling good?
Yeah.
Press the button. Have fun.
Thank you. I will.
Woohoo!
Okay, so we're off to get our COVID test since we're flying out tomorrow. And sad news. Tell them.
So, she went on a slide with me. A big one. Yeah, a big one. It was there's like a lot of drops and it was like kind of dark. Just get to the point. Yeah, so basically her GoPro just like flew off her head. Yeah.
If you're staying more than 4 nights in the Bahamas, you'll need to take a rapid test on day 5 of your stay. And the US now also requires a rapid test within 3 days of your flight returning to the US. So if you're staying no more than 7 nights in the Bahamas, you can use the same test for both purposes. Atlantis makes all of this super easy by offering 2 free rapid tests per room for registered guests. PCR tests are done at the Royal Tower, where we stayed, while the rapid tests are done at the Beach Tower, which is just a few minutes away by shuttle. The results are sent to you by email. So let's talk about COVID safety at Atlantis. The property requires guests to wear masks in all public areas, except at the pools and beaches, as long as you're socially distanced. And we were happy to see that mask adherence rates were really high. I didn't see any guests who were not in compliance. The Nassau Paradise Island Tourism Board is asking travelers to opt in to vacation in place. So in other words, you're encouraged, although not required, to remain on property during the entirety of your stay, and that is something that we actually did. Pool seating is at 50% capacity and the lounge chairs are distanced, and indoor dining felt really safe. All guests are required to use hand sanitizer before entering the restaurant, and all restaurants are offering QR codes so you don't have to handle a physical menu. The tables are distanced, there are plexiglass barriers between booths, and when it comes to housekeeping, they've also stepped up their cleaning and sanitation protocols, with electrostatic sprayers and UVC light technology being used in all rooms. Across the whole property, all of the staff wear masks and they're tested for COVID every single week.
Ella, you're Asian, right?
Half Asian, half black. Half Africa.
Show me how you eat Chinese style. Alright, but without all the rice hanging out of our mouths. That's not part of it. It's gotta stay inside the mouth.
The next morning, we had a room service breakfast and then headed out to the beach.
I got all these voices on repeat, singing me to sleep. Better off waking me close, keep calling each other. You might think I'm slipping in too deep. This is what I need. Better off waking me close, keep calling each other.
Then it was time to head to the airport. The terminal was really empty, so there was no wait at all to check in. We showed the Delta ticket agent our negative rapid test results on our phones, and the whole process was really smooth and quick. Then it was time to head back to New York. Okay, that was resort number 1 of the 21 resorts we're visiting in 2021. If you'd like to check out resort number 2, just click that video right there. If you haven't already, please subscribe and turn on notifications, and follow us on TikTok and Instagram at Top Flight Family. Thanks, and we'll see you in the next video.